There have been recent rumors that the WWE will be using AI in order to write storylines. And the hater is here to tell you that this is great fucking news, all right? A lot of people look down on this, and I completely understand why. Obviously, we want that human element. And I think also a lot of people are afraid of the inevitability of AI taking jobs away. Now, I will admit that one of the reasons why I am adamant about growing my channel and one of the reasons why the reboot is coming is because I believe that I can get this channel to a point where it gives me pretty great passive income, just in case AI takes over and we all lose our jobs. But honestly, I'm not very sure that's going to happen because, quite frankly, a lot of people think it is. But think of it this way, like, we still use candles, right? Like, electricity didn't put candles out of business. So there you have it. The calculator didn't put accountants out of business. The computer didn't put schools out of business. But anyways, the point is, just like AI has the problems that it has, AI storytelling has the problems that we're all going to see, right? If you're someone that is, I hate to use the word, but well-read, if you're someone that is something of an intellectual, someone that has read research papers or has been in academia or learns or reads, then you know that if you see something written by AI, you can very easily tell that it's been written by AI, right? If you see something written by a person, you can see the roughness of it, but you know that it's written by a person. This kind of stuff doesn't escape all of us, right? As a matter of fact, most people do not see the difference. As a matter of fact, the hater himself has been experimenting with AI in my real job, and quite frankly, I've been able to make a lot of money doing very little work because AI does it for me. Not because the work does it better than me, it absolutely doesn't, but it does it faster and at an acceptable level for most. So I'm able to just pass it on and be like, yeah, this is like good shit. And often it is good shit. So the point I'm trying to make is that most people, are not trained to detect AI versus soul, right? Most people don't know the difference. Likewise, most wrestling fans do not know the difference between a good storyline and a bad storyline, let alone a storyline created by AI or one created by a person, right? Furthermore, the fact of the matter is, and I think we can all agree on this, right? That WWE and modern wrestling as a whole doesn't have any storylines, period. So going from 0 to even 1 is good enough. Now, take that into account and consider what the alternatives are. The alternatives are, we get that dumbass boardroom that they showed in WWE, like Uncut or whatever the fuck it was called, the behind the scenes one that nobody watches anymore, right? Like, that's the alternative. It's Bruce Pritchard, the other guy whose name I forget who looks just like him, Triple H, Bobby Roode, and, maybe one day, fucking, what's his name? Travis Scott could be there involved as well. So can The Rock. It's these dipshits making storylines. Like, AI is smarter than them, obviously, right? AI is smarter than everybody in terms of processing power, but even in terms of creativity, it's smarter than most people, right? AI can do what all of us can do, right? It's as simple as that. But it cannot do everything. The one thing it cannot do is the human spark, right? I'll say it like this. Everyone that's watching this video, well, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people watching this video are here because they appreciate the hater's brand of comedy, right? They appreciate the things that the hater brings to the table, right? AI cannot do that. AI cannot come up with a hater-like script because the hater doesn't have scripts, number one. And two, all of this comes from me, my personality and my experiences. Sure, you can maybe create something that's like that, right? But it's never going to have that human spark, right? You're here because I'm the hater. If there was another guy that did the same thing as me, but it took over the hater channel, I'm sure a lot of people would be like, well, this guy isn't the hater. The fuck am I doing watching this asshole, right? So it's the same thing, right? But with storylines, we don't have any good storyline writers in WWE. So how can this hurt? Now, I will admit that although this is an overall good thing, think about what the fuck we're talking about. Think about what we're talking about. We're basically just giving up, right? WWE has a stranglehold on arguably an entire industry, the industry of wrestling and whatever, sports entertainment, if you're in that camp that believes in that word, right? They have a stranglehold and they don't have the faith, basically, that they can do it on their own because it's not Triple H doing it, right? There are people that are eager to do this. Some of my fans send me on email scripts of different storylines that they've come up with, and the hater enjoys reading them tremendously. And quite frankly, they're pretty good. You know, the storylines that my fans come up with are better than what the WWE writers come up with. And they're probably better than what AI is going to come up with, given that AI is a nerd. But the fact of the matter is that AI is still better than nothing. And that's what we got now is nothing. So Triple H, in his defeatist mentality, has come to where it all ends up, right? AI will be writing the scripts. Braun Breaker will literally be reading something that AI spat out, and he's going to go and act it out. Imagine the indignity. Just do as it says on this paper. Oh, who came up with this? A writer? No, it was AI. Cuck. And quite frankly, you don't have the pull to say no to this, Braun, so go out there and read it. AI is undoubtedly the future. But like I've said, it's not going to replace everything, right? Like, there's the example that I always give people. There's this random store that the haters stumbled upon nearby where I used to live many years ago, right? And it was a carpentry type store and a woodworking store. It's basically this old Jewish guy who just makes wooden shit, but he's good at making it, right? He makes like rocking chairs. But you have to tell the guy, hey man, can I get a rocking chair? They'll be like, yeah, I'll make it for you in like 8 months. You know what I mean? He's a craftsman. So even though, there's furniture companies, there's furniture factories, there's still demand for his shit. As a matter of fact, the demand for his shit has gone up tremendously because he does good work, right? So AI is not going to take away all the jobs, but it is going to take away the jobs of the people that are just getting by. And in WWE, this is obviously going to happen because no one's even getting by. Like, I don't even know why they have writers. What do these writers write? So in this particular context, I believe that AI is, unfortunately, a step in the right direction. It is not the ideal step, that goes without saying, right? The arts need innovation, right? There are things that we haven't thought of yet that are awesome, and that AI just cannot think of them just because of the limitations that it has in terms of the human experience, right? It can replicate, but it cannot feel or think. It can't think for real, right? People can, and they can bring stories that are relatable. AI, all it can do is try to understand what relatable means, what is relatable, and try to replicate that. And that's going to lead to boring-ass storylines over the long term. But when the option that is alternate to this is zero, then I'll take the option with storylines. You know? Like, I think we all know deep inside, if someone gave AI a storyline about turning Cena heel, right? If I turn on Grok or ChatGPT right now on my phone up in this mug, and I say, hey Grok, John Cena, look up his career, cuck. And then Grok's gonna be like, okay, I familiarized myself with Cena's career. I'd be like, as you've seen, Cena has spent the vast majority of his career being a face. Please write a detailed storyline on how Cena might turn heel on the current WWE champion, Cody Rhodes, right? And Grok would spit out a better storyline than the one that we saw. Obviously, a retarded child could come up with a better version, right? So that's what we're competing with here, right? We're not competing here with fucking Shakespeare or even prime Vince Russo or Vince McMahon. We're competing with like Bobby Roode and Road Dogg, who obviously have no idea what's going on, or whoever the fuck the other guy is, along with Bruce Pritchard and fucking, Travis Scott. These people have no idea what they're doing. So anybody can come up with a better like story than those people, right? Human skill is still human skill, and there will always be value in it. But the fact of the matter is, if you don't have that human skill, just let AI do it, right? This is just the future at this point, guys. Nobody's going to give a shit about any of this, right? And it's going to come for everyone's jobs. You think anybody's going to give a fuck about watching like the NBA when AI can just simulate like the greatest NBA game ever played, right? Well, they'll be like, all right, yeah, simulate a game in full 3D, including the top 100 players. Make the game 10 hours long, right? What the fuck's gonna want to watch like the Milwaukee Bucks and fucking the Clippers when you can watch that, right? Eventually, things are gonna get too digitized. Hopefully not anytime soon. But the fact of the matter is the fact of the matter. Other people have been able to come through. The Amish still make shit, right? They make it, they sell it for a lot because it's made with care. It's made by people. Same thing. Good writers will always exist, but not in the WWE. So as things are now, the fact of the matter is, WWE hopefully will see a boom in the storylines. But the problem still exists, right? It's not so much the creation of the storyline as it is two other things. in a lesser degree, the execution, because I think they can find people to execute the storyline. But in a lesser scenario, it's the curation, right? It's the vetting of the process. Like AI can come up with 15 stories. One of them could be amazing. The other 14 could be shit. And you know Triple H is going to pick one of the dumb ones. So that's the problem. The problem will still persist, but it is a step in the right direction. There's nothing wrong with using the internet or AI even to brainstorm. And if they use it correctly, they can maybe move WWE back towards a situation that is actually watchable, right? You'd be surprised. But we have to focus on the real issue, and the issue here clearly is that WWE has given up, right? They know that they have no creative juices left. They know they're not good at what they do. They know they're not creating an entertaining product. And quite frankly, they know that they completely suck ass. So with all that being said, it's like, what are we watching here, motherfuckers? We're watching a company that's giving up. It's almost sad to see what's happening. You know what I mean? But what are you going to do, right? That's how the world works, and that's how the people want it. You know, the people being Triple H and those other assholes. So, you know, take it for what it is. But it's happening, motherfuckers. It's happening. It's inevitable at some point. Hopefully, like it's also, I should also point this out. It's also a point of differentiation, right? AI doesn't have the balls that a human does in many instances, right? So what could happen is another company, like for example, AEW can be like, you know, if you want to watch that AI garbage, go watch WWE. That right there could be enough to give another company the leg up, right? You know, just be like, if you want to watch that kiddie AI bullshit, you know, that's not even made by people, that has no soul at all, well then go ahead, cuck. But if you want to watch actual people putting on traditional wrestling shows, then come over here, cuck. That being said, take care of yourselves and each other, motherfuckers.